Apple is about to release 3 brand new iPhones that you should not buy, because this year's lineup is set to be more expensive than ever before. The design really isn't going to change all that much, and most of the exciting features you actually want, you can get with a free software update, which kind of begs the question, who should actually buy this phone? To make things simple, let's jump into the classroom, and it's time for a pop quiz. I am Professor Rosenfeld, and this is the iPhone upgrade quiz for the year. And by the way, you in the back, shh, be quiet, whisper if you need to. And also, speaking of whisper, big thanks to Whisper Flow, by the way, for sponsoring a portion of this video. All right, so pop quiz question number 1 is, how much do you actually care about the iPhone's design? If you're okay with basically the smartphone form factor we've had for years and years and years, then there really isn't anything revolutionary here. But if you've been itching for something more, like you've been drawn to the Samsung commercials for the folding and flipping phones, and you've been jealous of your green bubble friends and wanting more, then that might be reason enough for you to jump to the more ultimate, more ultra phone for the year, which is the iPhone Ultra, as this is really set to be like basically the most unique iPhone design we've ever gotten. There is obviously a cost associated with this, which I'll get into in a moment, but if we're just talking strictly looks and form factor and coolness, this checks all those boxes. 2 cameras instead of 3, so you're missing any kind of proper zoom. Also, this will be the first iPhone in basically 10 years that does not have Face ID. And then also, of course, you've got to keep in mind, this is very much a first generation. And with that comes a lot of good, but also does come some bad. So if you've been itching for something new, this might be an immediate upgrade. All right, moving on. Next question in our pop quiz is, what big features are you actually looking for in your phone? Because if you don't really care about the looks, but you care more about the feel, you want a new kind of look for the software, you want the phone to run faster, you want new AI features, the new Siri, things like that, then you can get all that with iOS 27 for the whopping price of free. And I know that there are some limitations and some fine print on which phones support what features, but by and large, if you have any modern iPhone, you're gonna get most, if not all, of the big, exciting features for the year in a free software update. Really, one of the best ways you can give your iPhone a new look and feel for the year is just to upgrade to iOS 27, as that is gonna have all the new features and all the refinements and the speed improvements and all the quality life stuff that you're probably actually gonna notice day in and day out, and that's likely for a lot of you gonna make your phone feel way snappier and way more new than spending well over $1,000 just to get a brand new phone and load it up with all the exact same apps. Also, while we're on the subject of software, again, just a little reminder that you don't have to wait for the fall to get a new software experience, but just download one application that will totally change the way you use your phone every single day. It is my favorite app of the year and this video's sponsor, which is Whisper Flow. At its core, this is voice to text done right and done exactly as you'd want it to be. No longer do you have to fight with Apple's built-in system to jarble together a bunch of mush that does never do a good job. Instead, Whisper Flow just allows you to speak, and it does the rest for you, intelligently transcribing and also learning over time how you speak, and also formatting and making corrections on the fly, so when you're done, your transcript is perfect. Let's say, for example, I'm brainstorming an Apple Circle video, which is something I do all the time. Instead of having to like type down my notes, I can just press one key and then just kind of think out loud and write a script. So, okay, so for the next video, I want to cover the new iPhone discount program. I want to cover the changes we'll see with the iPhone Fold, and I want to cover the 18 Pro and the 18 Pro Max, actually just the 18 Pro. With Whisper Flow, it's automatically going to give me that text as a list exactly as I'd want it to, and also takes out my flub, whereas if I was to do that with Apple's built-in voice dictation, it would give me just a jarbled mess of text that isn't formatted in any way. Beyond all the obvious time savings of not having to type a million things out, I also love that Whisper Flow is super fast, it's very accurate, like I mentioned, it's intelligent, and it works in all applications. Wherever you would normally type, Whisper Flow is going to work, and it has just quickly become one of my favorite apps of all time, and easily my favorite app of the year. In fact, let me actually do you a favor and make it easy. You can hit the link down below and then use the code TAC at desktop checkout. That's gonna give you 1 month of Whisper Flow Pro for free. I am telling you, it is an absolute game changer. It's gonna change the way you use your devices. And again, no need to buy an iPhone or even wait for a software update. You can download it and change everything right now. So again, learn more and use our special code TAC on desktop checkout to get 1 month of Whisper Flow Pro totally for free. All right, back to your sheets, folks. Next question, which phone do you have? Because obviously this is gonna very much change my recommendation on whether or not you should upgrade. Now, if you've got like any modern iPhone, like you've got a 17 Pro in the cosmic orange, or you've got a 16 or even a 15, you really probably don't need to upgrade. There's not going to be anything earth-shatteringly new here. And really any modern iPhone, especially if it supports all the new iOS 27 stuff, is going to give you essentially the exact same experience. Now, yeah, we are expecting to see some camera improvements with the 18 Pro and Pro Max, a slightly smaller notch, a new exclusive cherry color for the year. But beyond that, these phones are very, very similar to the phones we've had for the last few years. If you want something totally new, that's going to be the iPhone Ultra and the folding form factor. Now, of course, with that being said, if you're going more than a few generations back, you've got a 14 Pro or earlier than that, then I would highly recommend at least considering your options of what you'd want to upgrade to, because making a 4-generation jump from a 14 Pro to an 18 Pro is actually going to be a bigger deal than you think. You do start to get kind of this compound effect where there are a number of little changes that all add up to be a pretty big deal. And not only would your phone feel faster and it would feel new and you'd have better battery life, but also there might be some little things you wouldn't even notice. Like if you're coming from an older phone, ProMotion is amazing, OLED display, slightly smaller cutout for the notch, better cameras, stuff like that. Those are all things you're going to enjoy. All right, next question is kind of a trick question, but I don't intend it to be that way. But it is, how important is the camera on your phone to you? I know most people don't really care, and they don't really notice a difference between an iPhone 16 and a 17 and so on and so forth. But if you really, really need the best camera possible, you're taking a bunch of photos, a bunch of videos, maybe you're not even like a pro in this space, but it's just the camera you always have on you to capture your kids and your pets and all that stuff, then you should at least consider the 18 Pro and Pro Max, because even though they might not be substantially different from the phone you've got, they are expected to pack Apple's most advanced camera system ever. Big feature here isn't just kind of upgraded lenses across the board, but a physical aperture system that'll give you the real deal kind of bokeh portrait effect from the camera hardware itself. Apple has been kind of tricking the photos to look more pro than they have been just because of the software wizardry, but this upgraded camera system with a physical aperture system will actually give you that real natural depth of field. It is one of those things that if you really value those memories, the price might just be worth it. And speaking of price, I guess kind of my final question is a bit of a loaded question because there's a lot to get into, which is, what's your budget for a new phone? Or how much are you willing to spend, maybe is the better question, because like I mentioned, this year's lineup is set to be more expensive than ever before. The iPhone Ultra is likely going to be like the most expensive iPhone model ever. Right now, rumors say this thing could land between $2,000, $2,500, and then that's just the base model price. It's only going to go up from there if you want more storage, and it's going to be in limited supply. So just, kind of get your wallet ready to spend a lot of money for that phone. Though I should say, with all that being said, Apple is looking to make things a bit better, and it looks like the main way they're going to do that is with the help of this new upgrade program, where you're now able to lease for a 2 or 3 year term iPads, Macs, various other Apple products, and of course iPhones. And when you look at the prices, this is way less of a sticker shock experience than paying thousands of dollars, as you can get all of these iPhones for a much more manageable monthly fee. And the nice thing about this program program is say what you will about leasing, but there is zero interest here. There's no penalties or fees. And at the end of the term, you can turn the device in and get something new, or of course, you can buy it outright and keep it for the long haul, but you've got that option. It seems like this is kind of be the secret sauce that Apple uses to market the new phones as being much more attainable. That, hey, instead of spending, thousands of dollars on that new iPhone Ultra, you can get it for $35, $40 a month. All right, so let me know what you guys think about the lineup down below. And I guess kind of final question, will you be upgrading? Are you going to pay the money to get the iPhone Ultra? Are you looking at an 18 Pro? What phone do you have right now? Do you think the upgrade is worth it for you? Let us discuss in the comments down below. Thanks guys so much for watching. Appreciate you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you guys in the next one.